am. Quick tip, Denims, go to the H3 sub, search Denim CPS that you probably already have. Oh, I haven't. I've said it before, but for anyone who missed it, for legal purposes, if you've seen comments claiming that I did CPS, that I caused CPS, that my community caused CPS, whether it's on his subreddit, whether it's on Leftovers subreddit, whether it's on Reddit at all, Twitter, Instagram, any platform, please don't interact with those people. Please don't respond to them. You guys know how I feel about tapping the glass. Do not tap the glass. Don't reply to them. Don't comment. But if you would like to, and you see any of these things, screenshot them. If you go to the Discord, there's a channel. It's called Ethan Klein Lied, and you can post a screenshot there. And that's just to have like a good record of everybody who was involved and how many people he has effectively, deceived into thinking this lie. So yeah, and the donation link is at the website ethankleinlied.com. I've said it, and I've also said so in the GoFundMe, but if he retracts and he's willing to be the bigger person and get on his YouTube channel and get on his live show and retract those statements and say that he knows that I never called CPS and that I was never responsible for it and I didn't condone it, and he gives a full retraction, I will happily refund every single person who donated. Screenshot and URL too. Yeah, that's a good call. Thank you. Okay.
It's literally just a silly joke.
It comes across like a fucking pager joke.
It comes across as a pager joke. Hassan should go to Gaza. And if he doesn't, he should be severely judged by his audience for being a total fucking coward.
It's part of why I judge him. He doesn't know shit about that conflict. He's never been to Gaza, never been to Israel. He doesn't know shit about it.
No, he doesn't.
He does not. But he talks like with such authority. Oh my God. You would think he's been there like 5 times since October 7th, right?
This small bit of premium content is just a tiny part of a larger pattern. Ila's reasoning is just as inconsistent. Let's try and understand Ila's logic here. Hassan can't understand the conflict because he hasn't been there, as if lived experience is the only way to grasp reality. If we were to even go with this logic, then why does she not know about what's going on with the Tesla stock and Elon Musk's actions despite living in the very country where it's all happening?
Tesla's getting creamed lately. Like they're down like 40%. Vandalizing the fuck out of them and like they're firebombing their factory and shit.
USA. I'm a little I don't know if I'm out of the loop, but did something specific happen that all of a sudden this is happening?
I mean, that's quite an integral part of the ongoing events in the United States and its political landscape, while selling anti-Elon shirts in her own shop. And by the way, if you're watching this and thinking, oh, how come all the soft take can do is bring up Hassan? And well, the answer to that is simple. I don't.
Since he admitted to not knowing who did the call during his debate with Hassan, does that mean you have a defamation case because he said it was you before? I mean, I have a defamation case because it's libel per se, because he's accusing me of committing a crime, which is falsely calling or calling for someone else to call CPS. Worse than that is the fact that he's said on March 11th, you acknowledge Denim has denounced herself or anyone in her community making contact with CPS. There's a clip of him saying, oh yeah, I know she technically said don't call CPS, but she was being really mean to me. So it's worse than that, actually.
They do. What am I supposed to talk about when almost all of their content is referring back to Hassan? I just follow the storyline they keep writing. But anyway.
It's really interesting how we just cannot criticize him.
And then
whatever we dare to say about him in a criticism manner, we are a threat. We are backing genocide. We're children killers. Myself, that's what they say about me. It's like, no, I'm just criticizing you. I'm allowed to criticize you and still want good stuff to happen for Palestine. I can do both.
It was really hard for me to find those moments where she shows that she wants good things to happen for Palestine. The ones I found are in this video. But let's talk about the labels Ela deals with. And could it be that they come from Ela's patterns on the H3 podcast? Patterns of deflecting, dismissing, and downplaying Israel's actions.
It's so complicated.
Yeah.
From their perspective, it's like these guys.
But they go specifically to people who they know are terrorists, and they have a history of that stuff, and they know they have guns.
And the thoughtful criticisms Ela shares about her self-declared enemies looks something like this.
What is this frame, bro? Why are you just like in the corner?
It's absolutely terrible.
Frame your shit up, man. We changed his background.
I hate
AB
it.
would love that. Although,
hey, Hassan, I hate
like
your new background.
Frankly. Yeah, I'm going to agree with you. I think his room looks better with
What the hell? Huh? your background actually looks really lame and you should change it. Yeah, it looks really stupid and dumb. You disavowed calling of CPS after the call, but do you think you should have disavowed it while you were watching Bad Empanadas videos and some of chat was bringing it up? No disrespect, just honestly curious. I break it down in my video on my YouTube channel, which it only has 40K views, so most people who believe the CPS lie, they haven't seen my video on it. But the vast majority of the comments about CPS, first of all, happened not when I was watching Bad Empanadas video. They happened when I was watching Ethan Klein talking about his family having Giardia on his podcast. One important detail. Second, I don't blame you for thinking that it was more chat messages than it actually was, but I implore you to go back and actually watch the clip that he includes and see how fast this chat is moving. It's like over the course of 5,000 messages, there were like 12 that had the term CPS. If you can catch in a sea of like minimum 3 messages a second, and you're catching every single CPS, or every single message about CPS while you're trying to talk on stream and read stuff on stream, like that's not a reasonable standard that Ethan Klein would hold himself to. I just saw on Twitter you're the goat Dems. Oh fuck, what tweet did you see? Oh, okay. Anywho, back to the video.
Makes no sense.
Or hear about Matt Lieb.
It's disgraceful to participate in a snark page. It is. And
I think it's
Ethan
disgraceful as
is allowed to point it out.
And also,
and if that's too much for you, maybe get off the internet.
Right.
And
or at least get
maybe don't work for a reputable company like Red and Link. You don't deserve to work there.
Or this very reasonable criticism of Sam Cedar.
Sam Cedar, another one I'm ready to burn.
By the way, Sam Cedar agrees with me. I just saw a clip of him the other day being like...
And then like after the fact, after the Hassan debate went so poorly, now they're like, actually, Sam Cedar sucks and we don't like him. What damages are you claiming? Because it's libel per se, damages, financial damages are less important. Reputational damages are important. And someone like Philip DeFranco making a video that he did, misconstruing the situation in the way that he did, that's one such example of like reputational damage, right? Or hundreds of people every single day coming in and saying you did CPS, messages on my Instagram account, messages on the H3 sub, on his YouTube channel, on whoever's YouTube channel. These are all instances or evidence of reputational harm. So financial harm is a little bit less important when you're accusing someone of a crime. In this case, the crime is falsely calling for CPS to visit someone's home.
Saying that he's two-state.
I don't know.
Two-state. I was like,
I agrees with you because he also like protects Hassan at all costs.
You're ugly and you're dumb and you're not funny.
Hila and Ethan have repeatedly stated that they oppose Netanyahu and his government.
So here's what I'll say about Israel. Listen, this isn't the first time I've said it. And I'll say it and many more times. The cabinet is...
Speaking for Philly D, the episode after you talked to you about in the comment section, would that be beneficial for the Discord as well? Oh, that would be a good place to go. Again, like I really do not want anyone to touch the glass or tap the glass. Please do not interact with those comments. Please don't reply to these people. I don't want anyone brigading. I really don't. But if you happen to see these comments, I would appreciate having them on hand. From where I'm standing, it feels like Ethan Klein started going really hard into Philip DeFranco and being like, you're not taking my side. You're not. He did basically what he did to Anissa and Ian. And I think Philly D is so normie that he just didn't want the smoke with H3, with Ethan Klein. And I think he's afraid of Ethan Klein. So I think he just caved and was like, that's crazy. Okay, leave me alone, please. And I think that's why he kind of misstepped and misplayed the way that he did with Anissa and Ian, because he thought that they were cowards and they were just going to like back off immediately, and that didn't happen. But I'm hoping, listen, I'm not trying to make enemies. Okay, I dislike the way that Philip DeFranco covered that. But hopefully, maybe he'll cover the fact that I sent a letter to him. And if he doesn't, he doesn't. I'm not going to force him. I'm not going to become Ethan. I'm not going to fucking start harassing people that I don't like, or harassing people that are acting out of fear, right? I don't want to become that person. So I hope he, fucking posts about the demand letter. That would be really cool of him. But if he doesn't, whatever, it is what it is.
Run by genocidal maniacs. They're led by Netanyahu, who should resign in disgrace and go to prison for being a war criminal. He's made a coalition of the most radically conservative freaks that don't represent, by the way, the majority of Israelis.
They voted against Netanyahu.
You mentioned that we lived in Israel and we voted against Bibi. Even Ethan, we both voted.
Yeah, I was in, I think, 2 elections, and both time I voted against him.
So, what? do you guys want from us?
And here is them showing empathy for Palestine and being pro two-state solution.
The problem is the extremes on both sides. The Orthodox Jews
Team deathmatch.
has problem.
All targets declared hostile. Claim the advantage. Now hold it.
But I
I'm so happy that he had that. Jesus, it made him look so stupid. Where Sam Cedar, besides the really big point about Christian evangelicals are the biggest Zionists.
Anymore!
They've taken the lead.
What do you think? I think it was 39% say.
Hostiles reclaim the lead.
Eyes on enemy!
3% of extremists that live in Israel? Like, what the fuck?
the two states will say whatever it takes.
And by the way, I find it quite fascinating to see statements and
Get out! Brad! Taking fire!
people who acknowledge the suffering on both sides, distancing themselves from the more extreme
We've given up the lead.
Here we go.
Israel is bombing the
Why do so many see them as pro?
Taking fire!
They themselves can't grasp that to why. Could it be because of Ethan and Ela saying things like they want to travel to Israel to show how beautiful the country is? All in the midst of a genocide.
Israel in June with my parents and all the kids. It's gonna be such a and I'm actually gonna show you guys.
Sniper smoke! Move, move!
Crazy, like Jim Crow society.
And after making jokes about
Sniper!
Come with the kids and
I don't want them to have to deal with sirens
yeah.
and all.
It was actually crazy to understand the point that others made about how, hey, dude, you talking about how you're gonna go to Israel and how it's so beautiful and amazing.
Got one!
Israel's actively committing fucking war crimes is fucking crazy. And then they're reacting to this fucking content drop and live and they don't understand the criticism. They fucking
Or is it Ela's constant IOF approach instead of finding one crisp good word about her own?
And there's other countries that just being racist. If you have a problem with the whole country,
Let's go!
the rich kind that will pay.
Hostile shooter!
They think it's important to serve like everybody else in the country. I mean, it's a selfish
fire!
move to decide, okay, I'm not going to. When you're growing up with constant terror attacks, the army is a necessity. For one person to decide, I'm not going to do it, is a very selfish decision because meanwhile you're not doing it, everybody else is doing it and putting their life on hold. For very important years of your personal development, you're putting it on hold to go do this, and you end up with your career hustling.
You might also be putting your life at hold because you go to jail for refusing mandatory service. And
Can I also just say the false equivalency about refusing mandatory service and paying taxes? Let me let my boy talk.
secondly, if it's selfish to not serve then how selfish is it to go along with mandatory service? issue that it's simply about mandatory military service is ignoring the unique and highly controversial.
Get back here!
To Ramallah against these terrorists in this terrorist city, and the fact that 18 months later was like, it's an honor.
Taking fire!
And it's not, it's good. It's like, wait, you can't have it both ways, huh? You can't say, good serve. Not serve. Okay. And then, the third flip side, worst case scenario, which I don't expect most people to do. I don't do this, I don't know those who chat will do this, especially when you're dark. Right? I'm not saying that that's an easy decision to make. I'm saying that most people will make it. Most other people will make it. That's very different from practice it forever and just live the rest of your life in jail. So forget the Taylor Swift Stan account. I love the Taylor Swift.
Sniper! Find cover!
Yeah. So sorry that I had to be annoyed. I know that most people will be able to blah 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 blah. But like I just can't. I refuse. I'm not making it easy for you to click on me. All right.
Body blast trap! All
right. That's you're gonna have to go first. It's fine.
Let's go!
In their service, they saw the state of the settlements, and they saw the atrocities being committed, and they took a step back and realized, no, actually, I disagree.
Enemy scout pods detected.
That it is an appointment.
We're ahead, but stay alert. Marshall's people are no fools.
This one might be one of the documentaries that we watched, but anywho.
Controversial role of the Israeli military in enforcing mandatory military service.
Oh, he didn't dodge. He was exempt for his Tourette's. He just felt the need to perform and take his.
All units prepare for exfil. This one's ours.
Oh, hell yeah! That's how it's done!
The IDF managed service. Like, that's so what happened to that guy? I think radio silence is that
Enemy eliminated.
talking about this has become personal drama. She could make her happy content and be happy and move on instead of focusing on this revenge. The revenge is being happy and not focusing on the guy you hate. You could be free right now. So like, what if I showed up, hypothetical, if I showed up at your job and everyone that you work with, that you falsely call CPS on people, and then I tell your family that you falsely call CPS on people, and then I tell all your friends that you falsely call CPS on people, and you're like, what the fuck is happening? And then when you try and use the legal system to remedy this, I'm like, you should just be happy. You should just be happy and move on. Just be happy and move on. That's what you would say, that you would be fine with that? That would be cool with that. If like your boss, your coworkers, all your friends and family think that you like to rip families away from each other. You like to rip children away from their parents because you're a demented fucking piece of shit. That would be fine with you if everyone that you knew thought that. I'm just making sure you're consistent here because you wouldn't be inconsistent, right? You would be happy and be free.
Those do not involve an ongoing military occupation of another population.
Ethan gifted you a new fan. I've never been in a chat that wasn't Hassan's. I'll actually be able to see my messages on the screen. Yeah, Hassan's chat's like a little scary to read. It's a little bit spooky.
Comparing Israel's conscription to countries that also have conscription, such as Switzerland or South Korea, is ignoring a massive difference.
Sorry to stay on this chatter for a second. You're exaggerating because I know you didn't call CPS. We all know that. So you're maliciously spreading a lie, you and everybody else? See, this is what I mean, chat, when I say, like, if you can screenshot these messages, I would really appreciate it. Because I know that this is going to be the next strategy for a lot of
Domination.
Oh, see?
Secure the objective.
Nobody actually thought that. No one
Capturing this objective.
thought that. We were
Hostile sighted.
Okay, fraudulent CPS calls being made against a gentleman is a tool of dark.
Losing Bravo. Charlie was ours. Tactical incoming.
Please online. Stop talking about your food. They're trash.
Incoming lethal.
Taking Bravo underway.
Oh, I see you.
Piece of shit, please.
Bravo zone secured.
Running. There'd be less running. That's not
Taking control.
CPS and false accusing people you can't. I think if people were saying this to you, like if you showed up at work and this is what your emails looked like and it was from your coworkers and stuff.
No day.
I'm happy and free. I'm happy and free. I'm not an HR. I don't need to go off. I understand what you're saying, but you know what? Respect. You know what?
Losing B.
I will take you at your word. You said you understand.
Tactical incoming.
Bravo lost.
You know what? Give anyone respect if they're willing to admit.
Calling in Score Street.
UAV in the turret. We have eyes.
Criticism towards the whole country is attempting to shut down the conversation. It's just as Ela said.
It's like
Locking down Bravo.
we're never
UAV
gonna be
flight
able to
time
talk.
50%. On my mark.
These few clips alone,
Mark.
you hear Israeli government rhetoric by
Securing
portraying
B.
to serve as betrayal rather than moral stance, and you framed criticism for joining mandatory
Come
service
on, you're
as
losing this
racism,
fight.
Despite the IOF's
Tackle.
well-documented
We're flying on
war
fumes.
crimes.
UAV
That's not
returning to
enough.
tank.
Let's keep going.
Take it out. Take it B.
Really, the idea, don't go. That's not what I'm talking about. See, that's what
Taking Bravo underway. They're taking C.
I'm not denying that. So are you in favor of an
B secured.
Enemy field upgrade.
Here's my response to that. Just
We've lost Charlie.
2020 becomes the deadliest year for Palestinian children in the West Bank. An article marks the deadliest year in the occupied West Bank.
Taking A.
It's about 1 month before the
Losing Bravo.
attacks. Now, it is worth quickly disclosing that the next
Alpha secure.
show accord
Using lethal.
We lost B.
I will be talking about this on my podcast.
Securing B. Hostile UAV established. Bravo is ours.
Hostile sighted. Heard of the war on comedy, but this is ridiculous.
Losing B.
Operator establishing Score Street.
UAV commencing surveillance operation.
They're under.
Bravo lost.
UAV fuel check 50%.
By the way, who have died of thirst.
Push through!
Surgery or an amputation without.
Thanks for the alert. UAV overflight terminated.
They lost access to necessary medical equipment. That they
Enemy
need.
UAV inbound.
And it also doesn't count for the
Hostile
suffering.
sighted.
Like even the people who live. They literally made a new word.
Securing Charlie. No Charlie locked down.
Oh, I see you.
We're losing Charlie. Locking down Bravo. We lost C.
I know that this is an underrepresentation.
Of around 100 children or maimed over the past 10 years. UNICEF.
kids being murdered. You're saying Israel doesn't.
I'm too old to be playing these fucking. Enemy shooter!
C.
What Israel is capable of. Rolled off on her own. Portrays a country.
What's so weird about Israel media?
Take it B.
You'll see people all the time being like, even according to Israel.
Hostile sighted.
It doesn't count bodies that are.
Oh, she reads Israel media, so she's really British. Society.
Oh, I see you.
It has the press.
Just
soldiers from the Germans are a recurring theme. And then you have Ethan
Capturing this objective.
Securing B.
what could it look like? His wife served in the IOF, comfortably stated
Location secure. Maintain current posture.
assembly and the right to protest are
Lose Bravo.
while working. Since the start of the
Lost Charlie.
the authorities have intensified repression against these journalists, as well as against
We lost
foreign
B.
journalists.
Securing C.
Crime networks try to restrict coverage of their criminal activities, and ultra-orthodox media are almost completely excluded. Time, in the deadliest period for journalists in modern history, at least one of the since the start of Israel's retaliation.
Take it B.
attacks on October 7, 2023. International media groups
Securing Charlie.
Al Jazeera journalists as terrorists. Article 19. Since Israel's war on Gaza began in October 2023, the devastating impact on journalists has been clear.
Push through!
I never forget a damn human rights violation. Accurate reporting. The Guardian, Jeremy Bowen, the BBC
Take it,
international
C.
editor, has accused the Israeli government of blocking journalists from Gaza because of scenes they don't want us to see. Despite all of this, Ethan and Ayla continue to
Mark it
paint
down,
Israel
Bravo.
as
Mark it down, Charlie. Zone C secured. All locations secured. Hold your position.
Well, Pro, it's not like Israel.
that is worried
Look,
about.
it's not like
Heads
Israel's
up.
going to do
Hostile
this
care
just
package
straight
inbound.
song. They don't-
Hostile UAV established overhead.
He was in the running for anti-Semite.
I don't think you guys understand.
It's great.
Losing
to
A.
Play it off like, no,
Hellstorm incoming.
I don't know how you can say this and not understand that
Lost A.
you want Israel to.
Losing B.
Nobody's fucking doesn't target journalists.
Securing out. Bravo lost.
Yeah,
Except all
watch
the
it!
times that they were killing unarmed. And stopping the water and electricity from entering.
Zone Alpha captured. We're losing Charlie.
Medical supplies, and hospitals.
Okay, this is kind
Taking
of fun.
Bravo
I
underway.
can't-
Moving with
Al
Archangel.
Jazeera journalist Hossam
We're losing
Shah.
Alpha.
Today, Mohammed Mansour.
Hostile sighted.
We lost Alpha. Lost F.
Amnesty International.
Nice. We're pulling ahead.
Really prove Ela knows what she's talking about. In 2003, American student and peace activist Rachel Corrie attempted to stop the demolition of a Palestinian standing in front of an Israeli bulldozer. Despite her non-violent
Losing Bravo.
protest, she was tragically killed with a bulldozer.
I don't think you guys understand.
Making pancakes with her face.
Sniper frag neutralized.
That's just pure evil. Like, that's just fuck. Like, gotcha. It's like,
Vietnam.
you feel good about that? You feel good about putting a woman's face on a pancake to represent her getting ran over by a bulldozer to try to save someone's home?
Wouldn't target his side.
They're taking C.
Evil. Just fuck you. Fuck all Israelis. That's it. All Zionists are evil. Fuck you.
Should I eat? He's so cute. I just like.
Push through!
Losing B.
The war began in 2023. This has been the deadliest period for journalists since the CPJ began. Uninformed, why would he
We're losing
so
Charlie.
confidently believe that
She's a fucking idiot.
Lost C. Losing Bravo. Securing C.
Using lethal.
Losing B. Zone A secure. I lost B.
Maybe. Then someone in the chat calls Ela a child, and she says it's
Finish lines in sight. Don't let up.
I could probably turn this thing into a bomb.
Secure it, B.
that it was a mistake.
Capturing this objective.
Bravo's on. Bravo lost.
I'm starting to infer that these people are just being anti-Semitic.
It's also like the Jews run.
Losing A. We're losing Alpha. Zone Charlie locked down. Perfect execution. The Pantheon's probably pissing
Oh,
themselves right
sure.
now.
Shoot the funny man. Real classy.
Oh, it's not a war zone, so we can't say that it's a war zone? That's not woke enough?
He's going to say it's not a war zone, it's a killing field.
Using lethal. Oh, hey, actually, do you guys want to buy some pottery?
Warzone ish matched, that there is a back and forth in losses, whether it's casualties that are in the military or civilians, and that both parties have some form of equal standing. That journalists on either side would be just as likely, but that's not the case here.
That the situation is a genocide. As if calling it a genocide is just about semantics rather than acknowledging the reality of mass civilian casualties and displacement. So would Ela also mock the wording of these doctors that have seen it firsthand?
I've worked in a number of conflict zones in different parts of the world. I was there at the time of the Rwandan genocide. I've never seen anything on this scale, ever. And that was also the view of all the experienced colleagues that I worked with.
In northern Gaza, with the military offensive that's been happening by the Israeli forces there, we're seeing clear signs of ethnic cleansing as Palestinian people have been forcibly displaced, trapped, and then bombed.
Then Ethan's quick dismissal with,
Okay, call it whatever you want. It's dangerous, I admit that, right?
reinforces this unwillingness to critically engage with a term, reducing a grave reality to a matter of preference rather than addressing its implications. After mocking Hassan for clarifying that it's not a war zone but a genocide, what are her thoughts on Holocaust survivor Arya Nair, who says this?
You have concluded that Israel is guilty of attempting genocide.
Yes.
That's a very heavy charge.
Yes.
So one could raise the question, is Ela dissecting Hassan's every word because he's crowned the H3 podcast's mortal enemy? Or is there something else at play, like a deeper discomfort with anyone who speaks out for Palestine? Because when nearly every pro-Palestinian voice ends up labeled as anti-Semitic or a token Jew, it becomes a pattern. For example, there is Matt Lieb, a Jewish man himself, comedian and pro-Palestinian voice. Or, according to Ela and Ethan,
One of these guys who's like, he's Jewish, and he loves that because he allows himself to be tokenized to the max.
Yeah.
Like,
and in response to Matt Lieb's speech in a pro-Palestinian rally, Ela's feedback sounds like this.
You're not special for wanting peace. You know that, right?
Just keep in mind, guys, Ethan and Ela always pretend to stand for a peaceful solution, but even in a peaceful speech of a fellow Jewish man, they find something to mock. Is it because he speaks up for Palestine?
I am so proud to be marching with so many Jews and Gentiles of all ages, races, genders, and nationalities who are
Dude, his response to this was
brave enough to demand an immediate ceasefire.
yes, this man is so brave. Just speaking objectively, what is brave about what he's doing right now? He's
Who is
there
he demanding it from?
question, I don't know.
Okay.
Karen Bassin? I don't know.
I'm not speaking to you as a representative of all Jews. I am a bad representative.
Why'd you even say that? It's like, bro, he's playing the token card.
Wait, so you're saying
Dude, I get like such a bad taste in my mouth every time he pulls the, oh, he's doing a token card. He's a token. He's being a token. He's being a token. Literally just shitting on someone for protesting against Israel genocide. But
They think they're helping, and they do shit like this. It's laughably absurd.
Dude,
We support Palestine. They mock fucking pro-Palestinian Jews. It's fucking nuts. Fuck you. Like, you speaking out both sides of your mouth, disingenuous fucking demons.
No, it's not about time. I I think that's a good place to stop.
Snakes.
On Ethan Klein using the classic token, in his words, calling anyone who
Overdrive. Pacify the AO, kill team.
Look for him, but I'm sure he'll phrase this as me looking at him.
We've taken the lead. Stay on task.
But I think it would go on with coming Matt and Daniel as well. Daniel always feels left out. I will try to finish this tomorrow. Great to take care of. Thank you to everyone who donated. Like I said earlier, bigger person and retract his statements. I will make sure. Send this money somewhere else. So yeah, thank you everybody for tuning in. I really appreciate it. Post it. Everyone who's bringing more traction by posting about it elsewhere. Keep you guys updated and informed on.
That's a kill.
Yeah, that's what I. But what kind of insane? Anti-Semitism is exploding on the planet. It's not like people are. Jesus Christ. Israeli heritage in the Middle East is now tarnished by, well, first of all, Israeli heritage in the Middle East. We're talking about a 76-year process, okay? You can't really call that heritage in the Middle East, okay? As far as Jewish heritage in the Middle East, that's valid. You can talk about individually. Hassan is denying Israeli heritage in the Middle East. The Israeli, what that is? Death and destruction, genocide and apartheid. That's the only thing that Israeli heritage is in the Middle East. If you're talking about in the Middle East, that's a little different, of course. Jews have lived in the Middle East. An empire, and even far before then. Okay, but as far as like Israeli heritage is, like saying, you know, what about the Boer heritage in South Africa? Shut the fuck up. Israeli heritage in the Middle East is death, genocide, and apartheid. It is the Nakba, okay? That's all what Israeli heritage is in general, and specifically in the fucking Middle East.
Get down, we got a sniper.
Jews in Israel are
Are they native to Israel, Ethan? Are 60% of the Jews living in Israel?
Let's go!
Up the marksman.
Learn your fucking lesson yet?
There's a mole among us. Find them.
That he is not propaganda this entire time. Fucking shit. Are you native to the Middle East, Ethan? Is that where you're native to? You're an Israeli citizen. What is this? What is this fucking argument? Like, you think anyone... Like, the argument is additionally fucked up because Palestinians are native to the Middle East, specifically to the land that is occupied by Israel, dominated by an external...
Get back here! Sniper smoke! Move, move!
Fascist. Okay? Palestinians can't even go to their own native land. Audacity to be like, well, you know, it's just their...
Enemy deleted!
Why are you even questioning this? It belongs to them. Shut up. Shut the fuck up. Like, you're a Libyan Jew. Palestine belongs to you. Sorry. You're a Jewish person from Morocco. Palestine belongs to you. Sorry. They're native. They're native there. Don't ever question this. Don't ever actually mention the history of this. It's not that long ago, by the way. Like, this isn't that long ago. There are people that are still very much alive while all of this was Your React is a real content noob because holy shit, you destroyed him. I'd be surprised if he won't. You're out of your mind.
Wait,
Wait,
the Jews of Israel to go back where they came from. Hassan attempts to deny Jewish
Enemies rearming!
He said Jewish heritage in the Middle East. My bad. Jewish heritage in the Middle East is not.
Hostile RCXD in your AO.
Indigenous, but as white colonizers.
Because they're not indigenous to Palestine, brother. They're not. Okay? No amount of you don't understand. They actually.
It's coming shot!
It's actually stupid to make this point, like I said, because the actual indigenous population don't go to their homeland. Okay?
You're falling behind, Crimson.
Jew and throughout this entire process. That is because he loves that conflation. And he loves wielding it.
We're winning. Keep it that way.
Let's go!
This is despite the fact that 60% of
So these guys did all of this, right? They did all of this.
Is that their helicopter?
Yeah.
That looks like a legit helicopter.
It is a legit helicopter. And they tell the people
Enemy long rifle is active.
Wait, did he initially say
Check your fire!
Did he initially say Israeli heritage in the Middle East? What?
Enemy RCXD detected.
that
I hate this. Israel sucks. I'm leaving Israel. That's the goal. I'm sorry.
I find it disturbing that Hassan thinks that a slowdown of imports is going to cause Jews to flee Israel.
Crimson Actual to Rogue Spy, we know you're here. We're coming for you.
So where do you want them to go?
More
countries that were forced out of.
Israel sucks. I'm leaving Israel. That's the goal.
From Hassan.
Taking the lead. Stay on task.
Assaulting through.
What? Don't you think that the Jews deserve some place? They weren't a minority after being persecuted like in World War II.
We've given up the lead.
Fucking Germany then. What the hell? No one deserves an ethno-state. Assessment. Come on, don't you think the Jews deserve a state as a treat? They've gone through a lot.
You're being outplayed, Crimson One. Step it up.
Let's build a little ethno-state in the middle of an area where other people will just fucking ethnically cleanse the population. They're like, all right.
Rest and recuperate. Tomorrow you'll be running drills until you drop.
Moving evac point. Situation's full bar.
Asking us not to believe our own eyes as we watch terrorists hostilely kidnap the crew.
We got no problems with you, but you're coming with They're like, all right, we got no problems with you, but you're coming with us. The implication here is that Nick is actually terrified of me and not a good friend of mine. like, I terrified Nick.
I know they're single, but I'm seeing guns and shit. This isn't a music video, Hassan.
I bet Hassan's friend really appreciated being fed terrorist propaganda on camera. Let's see what he had to say.
Because hell, even a couple days ago, I was hanging out with my buddy Hassan, and this guy unironically put a terrorist propaganda music video on it.
Is he making the argument? Like, this is some parasocial bullshit, dude. Yeah, Nick hates me, dude. He's fucking terrified.
Left the room.
And I was just like, and the thing is, like, in hindsight, it's hilarious, you know? But at the same time, I'm like, what is going on here? This is wild to me. Yeah. But like, I just and like, he was like, yo, they're such great dancers. Like,
Oh my god.
I was like, okay. Wait, is that how it works? If you watch like a politics TikTok, you get recommended Hassan right after? Is that how it works? Bro, he's all over this page. That's crazy.
What is this?
Dude, Hassan be saying some wild stuff, man. So I don't know if we can.
Here's another incident of Hassan enjoying some Houthi propaganda.
Hardpoint. Let him have it, Black Ops.
Twitch, don't make it.
Hostile sighted.
Hardpoint is secure. We got the lead. Now hold it.
This is the kind of music video. Yeah, Israel been real quiet for the
Oh,
that's a joke.
Hostiles have the hardpoint.
Hey, someone should make a movie about this. Or even better, someone should make a video about this.
Hardpoint locked down.
Never mind.
The person you're debating is sleeping in a race car. Or, I guess jokes are when you sig heil a bunch. That's the only comedian, by the way.
Hardpoint identified.
He fucking hates it.
Hassan, my sweet, naive. Seeing a dance like that, so what the fuck do you want?
Hardpoint active. Hardpoint is secure. Hostiles have captured the hardpoint.
That's right, bitch. What the fuck you stepping on our shit?
Take your head out your ass and your finger off the trigger.
Hardpoint locked down.
For this right now.
Hardpoint located.
This young man is the fantasy of
So weird, dude.
Hardpoint is secure. Hardpoint is active.
He's got a mustache.
I'm just glad he didn't sidetrack. I would have died.
Hardpoint locked down.
Beautiful eyes. They call him Timbuktu.
Incoming lethal!
Brother, what do you mean? I'm a journalist, okay? One, I'm being sarcastic here.
Got one!
Hostiles have captured the hardpoint.
And two, I did think he was a Houthi. I thought he was a Houthi when I first interviewed him. I don't have an issue with interviewing Houthis. I do not fucking care. I don't know why people genuinely think that this is a major point of contention. I keep repeating it over and over again.
Hardpoint is incoming!
Push through!
Hardpoint active. Hardpoint is secure.
I don't have an issue. Please. Doing that.
God, is that blood? Nobody told me there would be blood.
What's so crazy is that we try to
Archangel.
I guess you are.
Hardpoint located.
Fire an Archangel.
At launch accessibility system. Missile out.
Hostiles have the hard point.
Looks good. One
Calling in
EKIA.
score streak.
UAV established overhead. UAV MTL 50%.
Hardpoint locked down.
He just like all of the
Hostiles have captured the hardpoint.
especially in the beginning, where I'm addressing some of the stuff and trying to get a better understanding of what's going on.
Priority tasking request received. UAV exiting AO.
Cut all of that out. Like, oh, you guys are having like a love fest. Yeah, I am. Yeah, it is.
Hardpoint is secure.
Teenager. I'm sorry, Ethan. I know that's fucking terrifying for you.
Hardpoint identified.
God forbid people in my goddamn community actually get the opportunity to talk to someone and develop a better understanding of someone's culture.
Hardpoint active. Hostiles have the hardpoint.
Okay?
Hardpoint
The
locked
higher
down.
I get, the better I shoot.
The crews on these
Hostiles have captured the hardpoint.
I'm a journalist, okay? This is journalism. It's so weird. It's so weird. Motherfuckers want journalism. You think terrorist simp. Don't.
Oh, these subjects for
Hardpoint is secure.
Terrorism simp looks like. Listen, when I'm trying to do
brazen display of
Hardpoint located.
terrorist propaganda I've ever seen in Western media.
Hardpoint is active. Hostiles have the hardpoint.
Operator establishing score streak.
We have eyes on.
Hardpoint locked down. Hostiles have captured the hardpoint.
UAV fuel check 50%.
recognize he's a kid and they continue to say horrendous shit.
TACOM, flying on fumes. UAV returning to tank.
Archangel making noise.
What happened to, does he know what has happened to any of the crew?
But it's actually leading to the most obscene part of it.
Hardpoint is secure. Hardpoint identified.
Talked with them and he dances to music. He loves them, yeah.
Hardpoint active. Hostiles have the hardpoint.
Alpha, Tango, the battle words.
This pirated ship, why would he even have access to that? Hassan knows why. Finding more details about these kidnapped and missing people. He just runs defense for this guy, acting.
Hardpoint locked down.
He's saying that.
A lot of running. That's on me, though.
No sweat, I got
Did not say, this was mistranslated, he didn't say, we as in
We have the edge, but don't get cocky.
Hostile
This shit ain't
sighted. I do surround.
Hardpoint located.
Calling in score streak.
Not this time. Moving with Archangel.
Oh, I see you.
Hardpoint set.
Hey, it's coming way go.
Yes, 50%. Check.
every other fucking broadcast where Elon comes on and starts talking about how, you know, Palestinians are there, we want peace, but not really, okay? Like, that's the
Priority tasking request received. UAV exiting AO.
Turret online. secure. Hardpoint identified. Hardpoint active. Hardpoint locked down.
Holy fuck, he did not bring a single idiotic article titles that he slapped on.
I hope I don't die. That would be
I just
super
absolutely.
not good.
Because he pretended it was the captain.
Stay alert, Black Ops. We got a mole. That's right, shithead.
This was
the
not in my
CIA's
contract.
nothing without us.
Of kidnapped crew members who are being forced probably.
By the way, this photo that he got, this article undermines the photo's existence in and of
Hey, when do I get to drive the thing? Is that a thing?
Ethan, you fucking moron.
Probably at gunpoint to do some death to America and maybe some curse upon the Jews. And frankly, the callous disregard for the well-being of these literal hostages is shocking, even for somebody that loves terrorists.
Is there a KFC there? They're everywhere. I don't think there's a KFC in Yemen, dog.
He says they have two.
Oh, they do have KFC in Yemen? That's okay, that's sick.
Is there a KFC in Yemen? No way, dude! Holy fuck! There's a KFC in Yemen! He's just like us!
Does he know what One Piece is?
What if he's been watching it?
Hilarity, friends. That's called joke smithing.
Yes, that's fire. And that's so. He so clearly watches before he has a response to everything. Yeah, as if he would ever go into that without canned response. Wait, are you guys fucking stupid? Go watch my earlier video. Oh my God, I tried to stress the importance of why I actually know exactly what his criticisms are in the fucking context puke. Because these are the same exact criticisms that Destiny launched against me. This is precisely the reason why I made a video before the context nuke came out that addressed all of these claims that Ethan was making. What's really frustrating about this is that none of their fans will actually go and watch this video of mine that came out 3 months before this video. They think Ethan came up with these incredibly unique fucking arguments. Aren't given as a right, they're taken by force, they are maintained through force. Exactly. Okay, there are hours and hours and hours of commentary dedicated to this, tens of thousands of hours of commentary dedicated to all of these issues over the course of many years. Chatter put some effort and corrected this. Oh wow, this is like a massive effort post. Holy shit. A dangerous prospect to make this conflation, which serves the interests of anti-Semites. It all is some such as Islam. Why don't you respond? Okay, that are akin to acts of terror. Because on October 7, it wasn't just the Palestinian Brigades, a coalition of resistance forces that includes Hamas, Palestinian Islamic Jihad, PFLP, DFLP, and many others. It was also once the barrier into Israel. Anyway, I'm not going to get into it more. He watched it the day it dropped. He's too narcissistic not to. It's so clear, lol. He did have that whole Cove stream while actively on vacation in Japan. At that point, he wasn't even pretending that he didn't know what was in it. I mean, he'd be fucking moron not to watch it. Hassan is a bad person, not a stupid person. He's watched it dozens of times and preferred a doc with rebuttals. Haas never been a monologue he doesn't love. Oh, man, that's cute. Well, I'm glad you guys liked it. I'm glad you guys are enjoying the fucking... Is now 34 minutes, 6.5 hours. We're 1/3 of the video through. If you can't explain it simply, you don't understand it well enough. I don't understand my own position on issues well enough. Are these people that fucking stupid? I am the subject matter of the video. What the fuck? Okay, the answer is yes, they are that stupid. Oh, fire. Oh my God. We think the Houthis, Ansar Allah, is doing what Luffy would do. You should tell him that.
You guys all remember Luffy's flag, right? Now, I'm only halfway through that show, so maybe I just haven't come to it yet. But I do not remember...
Oh. Dude, he's so gross.
Luffy's flag looking like this. Predictably, there was some blowback.
Yeah, they're just like ISIS, bro. Yeah.
Deploying shock charge.
Kill confirmed. Shoot to kill. We're not here to negotiate.
Drop one.
Enemy UAV inbound.
Get a UAV on grid.
Hideouts. Israel strongly denied the accusations and providing support. They also admitted that they actually supported ISIS. Not only
Enemy sentry turret detected in your area. Next call. Enemy watchdog helo inbound.
Take out that one shot helo. Authorizing napalm strike.
Hostile UAV established overhead.
Molotov going out.
Immediately into damage control to rewrite this.
Move it.
I do not care. He is not a Houthi.
Let's go.
I am not doing damage control. Why won't anybody listen?
Take it still. TACOM, I need eyes overhead.
They're walking all over you. Have some goddamn pride.
Solid marking care package LZ.
Every single one of these clips, I quite literally. Every single one of these clips, even if he was a Houthi, I do not care if he was a fucking Houthi.
Get back here.
Report to the nearest extraction point. I have to make a call.
Moving to evac point. Situation's fubar.
Destiny's Wikipedia page title: Hassan's use of inbred in reference to Jews.
Flying stick shot. Ten down and more to follow.
Of course he did. Shocking. Wow, I'm so shocked that he went to the Destiny Wikipedia. Wow. Well, free press to be fair. In the debate, he said he didn't. Oh, you mean to tell me he fucking lied? He's on Insta again using a rape victim as a cudgel? I'm gonna lose my fucking mind. Yeah, it must have been a coincidence, I guess. Hey, we're at $171,000. Fucking loser. Couldn't even come up with his own goddamn fucking clips. God damn it. Literally. I think he's up. No, he's not a pirate. He has reiterated the position that he is not a Houthi. Trust me, bro, I'm not. Wait, that's the pirate, but, you know, I don't think he's up. No, he's not a pirate. He has reiterated. That's this video. Wait, he literally did. Wait a minute. He watched my video. I mean, I don't think he sourced any of this himself, but this video is literally Ethan Klein versus Hassan Piker explained. How's this fundraiser? I mean, we fucking blew it out of the water. The initial fundraiser was supposed to be...
Team deathmatch.
The initial fundraiser was supposed to be...
CIA, you're cleared hot. Work your frag list.
Hostile shooter!
I've already fucking... Thank you to everyone who has donated. Y'all went over to the community that for the Hassan versus Ethan Klein explained. Okay? Let's see if I can find
Learned your fucking lesson yet?
It is in bad faith, obviously, for being nice to people, you know. He's using his donor.
Start the smoke! Move, move!
What?
Enemy Molotov incoming!
Finally watch my videos. Honestly and with integrity. Okay? One thing. Clip that shit and be like, oh my god. I can't believe he's casting aside $1,000.
Move it! Incendiary! Sniper one!
Why did you...
Let's go! Get back here!
Talking about how much of a stalwart defender of cancer research he is.
Fuck them!
His own fucking last time he gave me $6,500 pulled off.
He's just some ordinary teenager. Let's go ahead and take a look at
Grenade out! Dropping its old
title, and it's not something to the execution we will carry out on all Zionists with the lovely depiction of a man impaled through his asshole.
Move her!
I don't care. I don't care. That's on you, okay? Problematic. I can't be problematic as 19-year-old and yet we get
Tel Aviv. The Jaffa drone, which no Israeli defense can stop. The ship is supposed to be. Wait,
Enemy deleted!
Wait for the new operation. Insider information about what the Houthis are doing.
Find cover!
Actually do it? Is that what he's saying?
Military Hamas thing. This is a butt plug. Just saying. To every Zionist, I will put this into your stomach. And let me state the obvious. Jew
Get
and
back
Zionist
here.
are clearly interchangeable to this guy. Okay.
Get lit up!
This is this dude in Yemen who's 19 years old, okay? And he's
Mover!
freaking the
Nothing more!
old compilation podcast co-host and
Hostile shooter!
from pro-Palestine content creators. This is just 30 seconds though. But there is a 8-minute compilation. Let's see what Ethan was doing when he was, he's pulling tweets. He's pulling tweets.
They're right where we want them. Finish the job.
How old is
He said before. Nigger. Well, Ethan said nigger before. Here's...
Eyes on it!
Dude, he was just a kid. He was 30. He was 30 years old when he did that? That's crazy. People grow up.
At least one of the two of them.
Hostile shooter! Let's go!
Area pacified. Move to the LZ. Helo's on the way.
Oh, hell yeah! That's how it's done!
The entire thing, I'm not trying to get banned, okay? Calm down. They're tweeting an image of a person on a pike. I don't understand why the problem can't be broken nuance. Because...
Sniper's down. Move up.
What do you expect?
Pike for a K-word?
Found you.
That part. I didn't see it. That was very, very funny. I would definitely not say that.
Through a Jew's asshole through his mouth. That's what wants to be
For the record, you said it. What do you mean? There's no Jewish person on a pike on that photo unless I saw something different.
Jewish.
It's not. It's a fucking photo from, I think it's from the Haitian Revolution. I don't care. You should have played this at the debate. I don't know how to describe this over and over again, okay? You try to get the Don't Worry podcast crew fired for criticizing Israel while living in Lebanon. He's like the Pope of Karens. What is this? Ethan Klein slips and makes his opinion on Anne Frank saying death to the Nazis. Oh, I mean Germans. Wait, okay.
Said in this conversation, this is what Hassan told him about the cute Houthi pirate.
From Yemen, okay, who everyone called, myself included, called Tim Houthi Charlemagne, or Chalamet.
Is that the One Piece one?
Yeah. Exactly. Now this kid is like, he was like 19 at the time when I talked to him, which means that for most of his life, he has withstood, right? Sure. But he is a person whose only experience is like, it's literally like talking to fucking Anne Frank, basically, okay? Being able to talk to Anne Frank in real time.
Once again, I find this comparison insidious for a few reasons. First of all, I don't remember this page from Anne Frank's journal, but again, it's been a long time since I read it. I don't recall this this picture of saying, we will spike all Nazis through all Germans through the asshole and mouth and wish them a gruesome death. Wasn't in there, actually.
So what if she did? Yeah. No, that's my point. Would that change the equation? Would you be like, oh, well, a little crazy there, Anne. Calm down, Anne. Like, yeah, it's totally valid. It would be totally valid for Anne Frank to say that, okay?
Wasn't in there, actually. Also, I find that conjuring of a Jewish victim of Nazi Holocaust is a intentional play to
yes, because you don't give a fuck about anything You don't give a fuck. Americans are stupid. They don't care about brown people. So the reason why I'm using a fucking incredibly famous victim that Americans care about is for that reason. Because Americans don't understand when you talk about a brown 19-year-old like you, okay? When you look at this dude, you're like, well, he's a terrorist, he's a terrorist, he's a terrorist.
To further blur the lines of anti-Semitism and to try to take away from, try to exploit the suffering that happened on the Holocaust once again.
Ugh. It's like, how dare you? How dare you compare anyone to Anne Frank?
And not related to Israel at all.
What is this? Definitely a
He was somehow
soldier?
this goofy kid.
Okay.
He's cheapening what happened to Anne Frank, frankly. You know, this kid, I'm sure, grew up in terrible conditions. There's no doubt Yemen is in a terrible state. However, we don't, as
I'm gonna have iDubbbz come on in a minute, by the way.
society, as a species, while we can appreciate where people came from and why they turned out the way, it will never excuse violent, hateful.
Yeah, by the way, notice how he said Nazis and then said, I mean, Germans
to the asshole and mouth and wish them.
If he said all Nazis, if Anne
Go
Frank
time,
said,
capture the
"Let's
objective."
shove
Losing Bravo.
Yeah, watch it.
Securing Charlie.
And even if she said German, I would not have an issue with that. She's a child during the
Capturing those objectives.
Secure.
What are you talking about? If she was able to actually reach the age of 19 and take up
All objectives locked down. Hold them just hold these back. We've lost Charlie.
Nazi occupation, I would celebrate that. I would cherish that.
Down Charlie.
As a matter of fact, there are
Losing B.
12-year-olds, 13-year-olds, 14-year-olds who did take a part of the resistance and took up arms. Shut up. When you say this, you are trying to develop a consistent. One of the most viral moments from the aftermath of our was literally people making or saying that you wouldn't
Capturing the objective.
or that somehow resistance movement against
Losing Bravo.
Nazi Germany. You would never call her going flat if you did.
Lost B.
Ethan Klotch on a
Take it B.
Capturing this objective.
B locked down.
Who the fuck believes this?
Securing C.
You know what? You're right. Let me.
Hey, incoming lethal!
Or, you know, you could just read what he wrote, you dumbass liar, terrorist, like, piece of shit. This is why.
Sorry, this was more fair.
Yeah, dude.
Losing B. Losing Bravo. Enemy Bravo locked. Mark it down, Bravo.
Capturing this objective.
Bravo zone secured.
There's no analogy. Yeah, no, that's why Norm. What the fuck?
Push through! Incoming lethal!
Perfectly valid.
Losing B.
Bouncing through. Am I okay? Chatters, please, Steelman. The entire point is we saw a bad platform, a terrorist scare.
the Call of Duties. Call of Duty. Call of Duty. Man, we definitely don't have this one. I'm too old to be playing these fucking games.
Straight up. Did and so does Sneaker. You fucking posted him on your Instagram story. On your Instagram story. What are you talking about? That is infinitely.
Take your Bravo underway.
I'm stuck!
Lock it down, Bravo.
Anyone that has ever made any sort of fucking
capture the objective.
You are nothing to me.
Hey, incoming Blazel! Incoming Blazel! Capturing this objective. Poison it! And then pull your head out your arm. Flashbang incoming!
When faced with fair criticism, he has a total meltdown.
I fucking despise all of you, dude.
I've heard of the war on comedy, but this is ridiculous.
American individualism is in full display. How is this the conversation that you want to have right now? Invite me on, Hassan. You know how to get in contact.
Securing B.
Capturing the subject.
Lock it down, Bravo.
Am I crazy? Let's do it. It's time. Created over a year ago. What? Yes. Absolutely. Why are you telling me what terms of service looks like on this platform that I'm on and you are mysteriously not on?
This shit ain't working. We've lost the advantage.
All the hate watchers are probably already
Capturing this objective.
It's most likely not.
Locking down Charlie. Losing A. Locking down Bravo.
Sending a signal.
Locked down. Dig in and
Oh,
over.
I see you.
Losing B. Losing A. Bravo locked. Lost A. Take it B.
I will be talking about this on my podcast.
B secured.
Upgrade destroyed.
90% of Jews. 90% of Jews are
Hostile sighted. Incoming lethal.
This would not somehow change the equation for me. I wouldn't be like, oh well, if 100% of Jews
ongoing genocide. I seem to do
They're
this so many
taking
times.
C.
It frames it like you yourself are trying to criticize it, no matter what the reason is.
We're losing
Capturing
Charlie.
this objective.
Secure it, B.
Yeah, no.
There's an enemy clear!
Against the genocidal state. There's a genocide happening. Houthis are resisting genocide. Hezbollah is resisting Israeli genocide of Palestinians.
Losing B.
Operator establishing 4th Street.
Brought up his position on Israel-Palestine in an effort to simply fucking crying about people who are speaking out.
Capturing the objective.
They're taking C.
Thanks for the work. UAV overflight terminated. Begging. Please, why won't you get banned? So yeah, it does feel like, you know, you're not really with the cause.
Mark it down, Bravo. No medals for second place. Crush those dirtbags.
Operator establishing 4th Street. You guys try talking fighting the Jews thing.
Secure it, B. Losing Charlie.
Watch it!
Yeah.
You've fallen behind.
And a chatter.
Hostile sighted.
Videos coming, cognitive.
I don't believe in bad luck. Just bad aim. Get to
Probably should not be operating heavy machinery right now.
Fucking gross, dude. Really beating those Zionist fucking accusations.
For being anti-Semitic, fucking call happening crying about a genocide happening against Jews in Amsterdam. Get the fuck out of here. That wasn't a real anti-Semitic moment, you dumb fuck. Oh my god. Yeah, fucking insane, dude. This is actually insane. Also, I do want to show you something. Okay? Here's one of the clips that Ethan was fucking... I went into that interview. Here's the direct clip that Ethan clipped out of context. And here's the full context of me talking about the Houthi terrorists, okay? Assuming that, as in, this clip was in the fucking context, Nuke. As in, he ostensibly saw this video. He ostensibly saw me talk about the full scope of whether or not I think he's a Houthi, why I don't think he's a Houthi, and why it doesn't fucking matter. I'm just going to let this play while I go pee. There is a likelihood that he might be Houthi. Okay? A Houthi
As stoked
rebel,
as I
a
am,
Houthi
let's see what
pirate,
you want.
Right? Aside from that,
Here we go. Oh shit.
that was my overarching assumption.
Having
was a
law
likelihood
probably.
that this
Weed
person-
killer? Well,
because
man,
at
we
the
don't wanna
time,
be that
I had
out, do
seen
we?
him like going towards the ship and whatnot on a fucking dinghy. I did not know that it was a tourist destination in Yemen, basically, that you can go to and fucking take photos of or whatever. Having said that, however, in the interview, I wanted to first and foremost humanize him, okay? And make him feel comfortable despite the fucking communications barrier that we had, the language barrier that we had. And beyond that, I wanted to dive a little bit deeper into the background of a person who has experienced only genocide, who has grown up under genocide, okay? That is real. You might not know about this. You might not know about the famine in Yemen. You might not know about like American-backed actions of Saudi Arabia in Yemen, UAE in Yemen, but it still doesn't matter. Like that is a real thing that occurred, okay? Having said that, in that conversation, and in many conversations since then, where this person has given interviews to Sky News, for example, he has reiterated the position that he is not a Houthi, that He is simply Yemeni. Like, he is simply a person from Yemen, a kid from Yemen, a social media influencer. I didn't even see the Amsterdam thing in his video. This chat is fucking unusable. How do you people even use? There's 50 messages per second. I'm a subscriber now, so you have to come on my stream when you're not live here so you don't get banned. I literally sent you money. You're my friend now. You fucking idiot. Okay? If he was a Houthi rebel, for the record, if he was a Houthi rebel, I still see value in interviewing that person, okay? But I'm not gonna sit here and be like, nah, there's this 19-year-old who has a gun in Yemen, the second highest gun ownership per capita country on the planet after the United States of America, is automatically a Houthi terrorist who is deeply invested in the actions of the Ansar Allah movement because people are fucking screaming about it. That's it. That's the point. I don't give a fuck. If he was a Houthi, I still would have fucking interviewed him. I don't give a shit. Okay? Also, this is ridiculous. When criticized for being anti-Semitic, I must find this. I must find what he was fucking saying. Okay? We have to find this video, chat. Please, please, please. Someone try to fucking find this video or any of these videos where he's like, focus when Israel is doing a complete genocide. Wait, I need to find exactly the fucking moment where this dumb fuck clipped this from. Tangentially turned into like Jewish people are under attack is a decent way to just like drive discourse away from open genocide in Gaza. If you're Hasanabe has a reasonable take. Anti-Semitic baby is fucking insane. How they can take the most easy to understand. Is this
Amsterdam has banned?
Let me see if I can find exactly where it was.
Footage of being reported.
Gaza genocide. Up at my fucking doorstep, brother. What a fortuitous turn of events.
The way we know.
It's so gross, dude. It's like, it's so gross. It's so deliberate. It's so obvious. 2733. They're doing bad anti-Semitic things. They're doing pogroms. You already know. Let's just go.
Isn't being unsafe. The Socialist Party went with this narrative.
Yeah, it's not just the Dutch politicians. Most Western politicians immediately went with it because everything that can be tangentially turned into like Jewish people are under attack is a decent way to just like drive discourse away from open genocide. Wait, so I wasn't even being criticized. You fucking animal. You stupid fuck. I wasn't even being fucking criticized there. I was literally talking as to why a story of international importance. Because yes, abso-fucking-lutely, as much misinformation as possible. No one was even fucking criticizing me for being anti-Semitic there. Okay? I'm God damn, dude. You are so bad at Hasbro. Fuck. He just literally key searched someone. He bait someone to key search the word. Clips. This wasn't even being
Yeah, watch it!
God damn it, you're so fucking actually broken. My brain is broken. My brain is officially broken. No, it's not fucking AB, okay? There's 0% chance. I feel like AB would have done a better fucking job than this. Holy shit. Yeah. He most likely literally scoured this genocide in Gaza. If you're so focused when Israel is doing a complete genocide in Gaza, if you're so focused that people are saying nothing that I said here is wrong for not covering sufficiently the ongoing active genocide in Gaza. I wonder when criticized for not covering other stories. Yes. Move up. Amount of time covering the actual fucking genocide that's going on that you claim is a genocide too.
No, they...
What am I supposed to walk back and concede here? I can't. Didn't Ethan concede that he didn't cover enough too? Yeah. I guess like, you know, I didn't cover enough, even though I said
Sniper working.
I will say something here. For an entire fucking year, every single day, I'm not saying woe is me, I'm not saying I'm a victim in this, it doesn't fucking matter. I stand by my principles on this. But for an entire year, I covered every single day, extensively, what Israel was doing, okay? What Israel was doing in Gaza. And when I did that, a lot of people did not like that. Some people thought my position was
push through!
A third of this community left. And I still kept doing it because I think it was worthwhile to do. Because as long as I had a platform, I wanted to speak out against Israel, doing this with my fucking tax dollars. And I wanted to bring people, as many Americans as I can, to my fucking position, to recognize the reality. To recognize the reason why I don't think it's fucking incoming grenade. The fact that
Iraqi Jews, and he tried to like every Jew in Arab country has expelled like mass coordinate like a tit for tat thing with the Nakba. And he went on about this
driving RTX2.
Hey, incoming lethal! This is a weird career pivot for me.
However, he's focused particularly on Iraq. Expulsions and oppression, migrating voluntarily, which isn't true. Obviously, there was a mix. There were expulsions and there were also people who migrated voluntarily, also people who were just sort of forced out by racist laws. Even if every single
Are you on shrooms? Am I on shrooms?
Would that justify the
We've taken control.
First, as a reprisal for that, now they're going to cover an issue there. The argument this was some sort of tit for tat thing, that one canceling out the other, doesn't really make much sense.
Don't shoot up.
The foundation of Israel is what instigated it in the first place. No Nakba, no unilateral Israeli declaration of independence, none of that stuff would happen in response. That's the first thing. The second thing, very simple.
When we take a break, when do we get orange slices? Yeah, watch it!
Yes, we lost the lead.
I will play a clip where he claimed that basically he said the fucking Arabs, he called them. Could you fucking imagine? He said,
We got the lead. Now hold it.
50, 60 years
You've
earlier,
fallen behind.
retroactively justified expulsions in other Middle Eastern countries.
There's a created
a million Zionists. After the War of 1948, and fucking
Oh, I see you.
It was literally a fucking
Hostile RTXD in your AO.
100,000 were forced to become Zionists, not by choice, but because they were forced out. The vast majority.
Push through!
Okay, so let's talk about this narrative. That every single Jew who left any Middle Eastern country during this war was forced out by anti-Semitic fucking Arabs, as Ethan Klein said. Okay? Justify them moving to Palestine, into a Palestinian house, murdering Palestinians. Let's imagine
Okay, this is kind of fun. I can do battle.
the Israelis, force the survivors into the sea or into the neighboring country or whatever, and move back into their houses. Would Ethan Klein think that was justified? It's the same situation. Because Palestine is not Iraq, Palestine is not Morocco, Palestine is not Yemen or any of these other countries that Ethan Klein is trying to say expel every Jew ever. This is much more direct. This would be the Palestinians against their oppressors, going to colonize in response to them being oppressed. So this would be that. But does Ethan think that's okay?
You gonna let a bunch of company assholes beat you? Fight back, damn it!
That's his logic here. Does that make any sense to you? It doesn't make any sense to me. And it doesn't make any sense at all.
RTB, Black Ops. We need to have a fucking conversation.
Alpha, Tango, battle words.
Basically anything that anyone does for Palestinians or that Palestinians do. In fact, Ethan Klein thinks that it would be reverse genocide if Palestinians actually broke out. He said that there can't be one state. The evil genocide of Palestinians could never be trusted to live alongside the Israelis. Very much not for what I said there. So we see a clear double standard here. And to be clear, these situations are not comparable because obviously Palestinians expelling the people who stole their own homes would be a whole lot more justified than Jews moving to a entirely different country and expelling the people who live there and taking their houses for themselves because they were expelled from a different country. And that shows the crux of this argument. This is a rhetorical trick. This is not a real argument. That's what we have to get here. This narrative of, oh, but there was a Jewish expulsion. They don't care about it. They don't care about it at all. If they cared about it, they would probably bring up the fact that in 1973, almost every single country that had expelled Jews or that had oppressed Jews offered complete return and full restitution of all assets to any Jew who came back. 1973, public and open invitations were duly issued by the governments of Morocco, Yemen, Libya, Sudan, and Iraq, which Ethan keeps fucking harping on, and Egypt for Arab Jews to return home, especially in light of the institutionalized Ashkenazi racist discrimination to which they had been subjected to in Israel. Neither Israel nor its Arab Jewish communities heeded its cause. So, there was a wrong done to Jews in the Arab world. In the Middle East. There were attempts to right this wrong around 20 years later. Clear and sincere attempts to right this wrong. It kind of screws up the narrative, right? Because what ultimately happened is that Israel did not allow its citizens to heed this offer. What ultimately happened is that the Israelis themselves did not heed this offer because this is nothing but a rhetorical trick for them to minimize the Nakba and to justify the foundation of Israel. They don't give a shit about this. They're living large in Palestinian houses. They don't want to go back to that grandpa's house in Iraq. They don't give a shit. They have someone else's house to live in. There was also time where the Israeli government attempted to use the same rhetorical trick that Ethan Klein is using here. They only do this to minimize the Nakba. They only do this to justify the Nakba. They only do this to justify their oppression of Palestinians by saying, well, you were expelled. We were expelled too. Never mind the fact that you didn't expel us and we expelled you, so it's not exactly the same thing, and it wouldn't justify it anyway, but you know, somehow it justifies it. There's a great article about a relatively niche historical thing that I want to talk about. So in the 1980s, with the PLO...
Overdrive.
...about the right of return...
Earn elimination medals to increase your combo score.
...an issue in the global sphere. Israel formed a government organization specifically to press claims of expelled Jews from other countries.
We've claimed the advantage, now hold it.
...the Palestinian countries therefore it's okay to go, go! ...from the Israeli government for the tit-for-tat expulsions. Basically, what happened is in the 1970s, the PLO started talking more about the right of return, and this was a retaliatory thing. So they formed this organization, which was called the World Organization. And this organization, while it relied a ton on funding from the Israeli government, it basically couldn't have existed. It was founded literally by the vice chair of the Knesset at the time. Throughout its existence, the organization was supported by... Quote from this article, despite its support of Wojak, the Israeli government was less than enthusiastic about the establishment of the organization. The Israeli government was troubled primarily because the organization was established as an association of Jewish immigrants from Arab countries. Despite these minor misgivings, it was generally accepted that Wojak had a tool to assist the state of Israel in the national arena. They argued that the state of Israel in the past of used from Arab countries, notice like they need to use them, they're like a tool propaganda for them. This is exactly how Ethan Klein uses Arab use, and argued that this was instrumental in the political in which Israel was active. Where this entire Zionist argument comes from, literally from this organization. These are the primary theses that they aim at. The main three claims of the Palestinian national movement. One is of the historical nature of a Jewish national and religious presence in the Middle East. Two, that the Middle East Jewish refugees. And three, that the property of the Arabs and Jews could be counterbalanced due to the population exchange. So the Palestinians, but you expel the Jews, those cancel each other out. And then, ergo, okay, you in those other Arab countries, and those also cancel each other out. Therefore, the Palestinian right is legitimate. That's the entire point of this. So, what happened with Wojak organization that was not founded rather as a means of pushing against the Palestinian right of return. Because the Arab governments were open at this time. So what the government made this organization do is specifically acting as if all Jewish assets were one. It tried to prohibit anyone from negotiating on an individual basis. The article says here, they forestalled any possibility of use of the assets of Jews from Arab countries if they were state property at the disposal of the state of Israel. According to this theory, the submission of private property owned of individuals compensation for the property of Jews from Arab countries. It did not mean the monetary compensation of Jews from Arab countries themselves. For rights to this property, and not to use them to counterbalance claims made by Palestinian refugees against Israel. We believe that the day will come where the site will sit down and discuss the Arab countries will already exist as a sort of counterbalance that will spotted! This is where Ethan Klein gets it from. Obviously, he doesn't know where he gets it from, but this is where it comes from. Because previously, Israelis were didn't want to be known as a nation of refugees. This is a new thing. Enemy deleted! It is not desirable to be a refugee. And you can see how incredibly disingenuous this organization was. Because one of the main reasons why they ended up being disbanded, because the Israeli state withdrew funding from it, organizers began making claims individually. So Ethan Klein loves to and French Jews who were from Algeria, who were members of this organization, they were originally allowed in just like, 1 million fucking people without making what they were doing, right? So it was like a strategy. And French Jews said, one of these French Jews said, we have a problem. There are close to 1 million Jews from Arab countries who live outside of the state of Israel. So left the country likely Algeria. They also have rights, and the state of Israel cannot control this issue. So claims in Algeria the organization was basically destroyed by the Israeli state literally within a year. So the very of this justification of the Nakba, even the supposed fact that was true, wouldn't justify it. And it's obvious that these people don't believe that, because when you think about that logic, that would justify the Palestinians taking their homes back, but they don't believe that. No one in Israel cares. No one genuinely cares cares about this. None of them want to go and live in other Middle Eastern countries. On the flip side, the Palestinians do want that land and homes back, and they do want to go and live in their own homes, in their own land, in Palestine. This is pure diversion, deflection, attempt to justify the Nakba. And even Klein reading off talking points from fucking not a better example of it. Like, there's no reason to just randomly start talking about Iraqi Jews in fucking 1950 unless you're trying to justify something in the present. Either the genocide of the Israeli state of Israel or the genocide, whatever it may be, there's simply no reason to start talking about that otherwise. And talking about wasn't it? Let's check that out. I believe he invoked the word trauma numerous times.
Whether it is comparable to say the Nakba and the 900,000 Jews that...
Who said?
Got one!
To acknowledge the trauma of both groups.
Eyes on enemy.
Like standpoint epistemology here.
So understand the reason why you are a radical fucking propagandist liar. Both trauma needs to be acknowledged. Things that need to be true. Palestinian self-determination and the Israelis' right to have secure borders.
Trauma. Right? So you get to do genocide against Palestinians basically forever because your grandpa was expelled from Iraq. So we have like the genocide. One of them has a grandpa who was expelled from Iraq. You have to acknowledge the trauma. You have to treat them as grieved. And also, like, we need to give the genocider secure borders, and we somehow need Palestinian self-determination.
Standing by!
By the fact
Standing by.
Requesting recon above!
UAV in the turn. We have eyes on.
It's nothing but like fucking liberal therapy speak. Standard epistemology. Invoking fucking Jewish trauma or whatever in the context of a Jewish supremacist state founded by Jews.
UAV mission timeline 50%.
People entirely who they are systematically have been, always have been, and currently are systematically attempting to
Flying on fumes. UAV returning to base.
Are in a position of immense racial power and privilege. They have because of something that therefore justifies this is absolute fucking insanity. You can't say that you support Palestinian determination and then a second later say that these genociders, these people
MPT daily drive. Serious consent.
Hellstorm killed one.
Taking fire!
Supremacist regime that they're because they fight to get their land back. This is like saying that the fucking Nazi settlers in Poland need security. They need secure borders because you know the fucking trauma in genocide. What a fucking
let's go!
Israelis or Palestinians when the very issue here is a fucking racial, ethnic, religious, Jewish state. Oppressing Palestinians on the basis of them not being a Jewish ethnic group, Jewish racial group with Jewish religious.
All threats neutralized. Scour the area. Find whatever they're hiding.
Hell yeah! That's how it's done!
The trauma of both sides. Both sides. There's no both sides here. One side is the literal fucking modern Nazi Germany. That's all. Like, the solution to the fucking... That's your argument. Everything would have been
dead and gone.
The problem is not. You're not acknowledging the humanity of the Israelis. If only we acknowledge the humanity of the Israelis, if you acknowledge the trauma of the Israelis, the problem would end. The problem here is that Israel is a Jewish ethnic supremacy state that wants to fucking genocide and ethnically cleanse all Palestinians and take their land for themselves for the people people they consider to be Jewish, they consider to be of their in-group. That's the problem. If we acknowledged Jewish trauma tomorrow, if we said, it's so traumatic what happened to your grandpa, that wouldn't fucking change anything. They'd still want to genocide them and ethnically cleanse them, you dumb motherfucker. The problem here is a lack of definitive action in terms of boycotts, sanctions, blockades, military action against Israel. It's not a lack of acknowledging the poor trauma of the fucking eternal victims in Israel who are still somehow victims even as they fucking massacre Palestinians every day, and 97% of them fucking support that massacre.
That people left and spent the rest of the year, some of those people that left spent the rest of the year fucking calling me a terrorist, and still do to this day, okay? Nonstop, like they're doing in this fucking chat over and over again. None of that is important because it's nothing in comparison to being able to change one singular person's mind on this issue, because the horrifying reality for Palestinians is far more severe than any number of different things that I could go through. Okay? Lol, so the Hassan crash out is 100%. Keep it up, man. I don't know. I genuinely don't know what this is supposed to do here. Like, you're a fucking loser. You have a very sad life, brother. I fundraised with this community $176,000 for cancer research in the process of watching this fucking video that was completely brain-breaking. About to lose my goddamn voice in this situation. And what's so crazy is Ethan thought this video was too terrifying for me to watch. Ethan, unironically, is so stupid that he thought this video would end my fucking career. I am losing my mind at how stupid Ethan Klein actually is. How stupid he is. A supremacist he is. In the way that he presents himself, sure, he's like, oh no, I would never feel that way. I can't believe he said this video was actually incredibly well-researched. Well-researched to do what? You didn't even do a good enough job of fucking disparaging me. Time stamp for the VOD on the tomorrow, there's going to be another person. Tomorrow, there's going to be another situation. They're going to be like, why aren't you covering this? You must be hiding the truth or some shit. Like, too much political commentating, not enough YouTube drama coverage. Wait, what was it about? Streamers for not covering sufficiently. What was the context? What an insane thing. Yeah, Charlie didn't even talk about Gaza. Yeah, go fucking yell at streamers for not covering sufficiently the ongoing active genocide in Gaza instead of coming in here and fucking chirping at me, okay? Yeah, it wasn't even, he didn't even get this right. When criticized for not covering other stories, what the fuck? What the fuck? Streamers for not covering sufficiently the ongoing active genocide in Gaza instead of coming in here and fucking chirping at me. It's quite a charge to just say... They wanted me to cover YouTube drama that I had already covered. I think it was Ava Chris Tyson, I suspect. While I'm in the process of talking about Netanyahu meeting with Biden and Harris. And yeah, I fucking yelled at the chatter for, you know, not locking in.
Hardpoint. You want to clear your name? This is where it happened.
Conversation, 3,000 peers. While we're having this back and forth, 3,840 Palestinians have been ruthlessly slaughtered in the last incursion into Gaza.
Hardpoint is secure. Going ahead.
It's true. It is incredibly selfish. Maybe it's because
hostiles have captured the hardpoint.
Self-centered. You are 100 millionaire. Okay? You made Pootie Tang clothes.
Come on, you're losing this fight.
100 million who has the abilities of the YouTube gold rush. You are one of the top YouTubers on the fucking planet. operation in Bel Air.
Hardpoint locked down. Hardpoint located. Enemy stunned. Get down. Hardpoint is active. Hostiles have the hardpoint.
You fucking shut off YouTube tomorrow. You'd be fine. Okay? You have generational wealth. And none of that was enough. That the fact that I disagreed with you, you had to fucking figure out a way to make it make sense in your mind. People could not actually look at your output, look at your commentary on this issue, and go, hey, this is not this matter. That wasn't enough. It wasn't. You couldn't just go,
Hostile fighter.
Nope. Instead, you have to spend.
Hostile Molotov.
Hardpoint is secure. Hostiles have captured the hardpoint. Hardpoint active.
Claiming that you were actually with the cause. Simultaneously claiming that you were a stalwart ally of Palestinians. Even in this, you got a lot of eyeballs. You got a lot
I see you. Using lethal.
Like your other videos or whatever. But in the process, you could have actually
Hostiles have the hardpoint.
Instead of making fun of me for doing so on television. What the fuck is wrong with you? What's up?
Get down.
Hardpoint is secure.
Hostile assault pack destroyed. What?
Immediately surrendered when the genocide card is pulled.
Hardpoint located.
Like the guys on a map before October 7th, like Hassan, for example.
Calling in Score Street.
Hostiles have captured the hardpoint.
I'm closing it.
UAV in the turret. We have eyes on.
Nope.
Hardpoint is active.
TACOM, launch a UAV.
Nope. I'm fucking memeing.
Private C4.
How can you claim that?
What's up, dude?
Hardpoint locked down.
Hold on.
TACOM, we're flying on cue. Ready
Yo, watch it! Crimson's in a sleeper. Trust no one.
Very scary anti-Semitic manner. No.
Hostiles have the hardpoint. Enemy UAV. Hardpoint identified.
Enemy destroyed your copy system.
Hardpoint active.
I've seen a lot of people smearing the people in the photo, and Hassan as well.
Hardpoint is secure.
Hey, incoming lethal!
Like the Luffy hat.
Enemy RCXD detected. Hostiles have captured the hardpoint. Hardpoint locked down. Hostiles have the hardpoint. Hardpoint located. Hardpoint is secure.
Hey, incoming lethal!
Hardpoint's active. Hardpoint locked down.
This is from
Firing Archangel.
TACOM, launch a UAV.
Talking about U.S. involvement. Political commentator.
Hostiles have captured the hardpoint.
Member of the Young Turks. Let's talk about the U.S. involvement in war crimes in the Middle East because no one else is. Donald Trump's sexual assault allegations. Hillary Clinton's transcripts reveal the true precision of most importantly Kim Kardashian's recovery for the gruesome break-in that occurred in Paris. These three headlines dominated the news this past week, crowding out the comparatively unimportant news of the major story.
Hostile landed. Oh, hey, actually, do you guys want to buy some pottery?
The response to missile launch by the Houthis towards the USS Mason.
Hardpoint identified.
Looking more like a tipping point in the escalation of the U.S. involvement in the ongoing civil war in Yemen. To further complicate matters,
They got a sniper!
Hardpoint active. Hardpoint is secure.
what were you doing in 2016, Ethan?
That's earlier.
Hostiles have the hardpoint. Hardpoint locked down. Enemy blast trap.
I was in the height.
That was in the height of your anyway, yeah. Ethan was doing it in 2016. Fucking dumbass.
Hardpoint located.
53 minutes into this?
I'm 53 minutes into this, and I'm actually almost 10 hours into I'm 10 hours into the fucking broadcast. Fucking dumb.
Hardpoint is active.
You've been getting mad.
Hardpoint is secure.
By the way, thank you everyone. What is it up to now?
System was eliminated.
Hostiles attached to hardpoint. Hostiles have the hardpoint.
Yeah, I think it's sufficiently covered.
Enemy field upgrade.
Hostile
Not
UAV
good.
established overhead.
Oh, sure. Shoot the funny man. Real time.
Hardpoint is secure. Hostiles attached to hardpoint. Hardpoint identified.
My feelings were hurt.
Hardpoint locked down.
Had his feelings hurt. That's anti-Semitism.
Hardpoint active. Hardpoint is secure.
Enemy blast trap.
Yeah, this kid
Hostile sometimes.
is like, he was like 19 at the time when I talked to him. Which means that for most of his life, he has, right? Like, he is a person whose only experience is like, it's literally like talking to basically. Okay. Well, yeah, he made this point already. What's the point?
Maybe I should not have smoked before entering heavy combat, but oh well.
Continues to inspire because in the face of
Hostiles have the hardpoint. Archangel's up.
Oh my
Archangel making noise.
They got a sniper!
You're planning on giving up. Do it now. If not, get to work. Hardpoint located.
picking up my audio as well. Oh shit, hold on.
Hardpoint set. Enemy UAV inbound. Hardpoint locked down.
Yeah, she's shedding. Okay.
Test.
Look out! I am Seth Rogen, motherfucker!
families, including children and babies.
Would you have a Anne Frank actually fucking escape
Enemies destroyed your trophy system.
and joined the resistance and started clapping Nazis?
Watch out! They got a sniper!
Hostiles have captured the hardpoint.
Shut the fuck up. You know that's not true. Wait, is there echo now? What? Why is there echo?
Hardpoint active. Hardpoint is secure.
Is there actually echo? Why is the noise gate not working well? Okay. Maybe this will be a little bit better. Okay, it's only when I yell. Okay, shut the fuck up then, chat.
She's killed.
Incoming. Hostiles have the hard point. Hard point locked down. Hostiles have captured the hard point.
Not only is he capturing terrorist propaganda, right, uncritically, he's participating in it. He's enhancing it. He is not just a conduit. He is
Hostile sight.
Hostile UAV is captured overhead.
Probably should not be operating heavy machinery.
Hard point captured. Hostiles have the hard point. Guess I chose the wrong people for the
Can
job.
we take a break? When do we
My
get orange
bad.
slices?
Go join the fucking AFD, you little freak. You little monstrous cretin. Oh my god. You fucking... If you were to get to Berlin, that's what you do as a fucking Muslim migrant in Berlin. How the fuck did anybody watch this? I'm sorry, dude, but if you are a Gertz Ethan Klein fan, a 35-year-old HR representative that fucking watched this goddamn video, and you saw this part, and it didn't actually ring the alarm bells in you are lost, okay? You are lost in the fucking sauce, dude. Yeah, Rausländer raus is what Ethan is doing here. Maybe he was fucking Sig Heiling not to meme on Elon Musk, but to actually align with Elon Musk on his AFD support. What the fuck? Oh my God. It's just weird that you defend him. It's just weird that you defend him. Like, you can acknowledge what he went through and also acknowledge that he's a terrorist. He is not a fucking Houthi, okay? And even if he was, I would have no issue with him. If you were to bring up a Houthi right now and you were like, this is a terrorist, why don't you acknowledge it? I'd be like, suck my fucking dick. That's precisely the reason why I said to Ethan Klein directly to his fucking face, 10 toes down, that what the Houthis are doing, what the Ansar Allah movement is doing in terms of resisting against Israel's genocide is perfectly valid, perfectly permissible. You said to yourself he was a Houthi. I'm going to lose my fucking mind. I thought he was a Houthi before I interviewed him. I asked him directly, and he said he's not a Houthi. But even if he was, I still wouldn't care. You guys think you caught me in this fucking point. Why do you not listen to my words? Listen to my words. I don't give a fuck, okay? I don't give a fuck that he is not a Houthi or he is a Houthi. It doesn't matter to me. Even if he was a Houthi, I would have still interviewed him. I will still interview Houthis in the future, okay? Oh my God. Have you watched the content, Puke?
Yeah.
Oh, you did?
I watched the whole thing.
You watched the whole thing?
Uh-huh. You know, technically you only have to watch, I think, the final couple minutes or something, because he does summarize the whole thing. So that could save some time.
You should listen to your own words. Can you stop getting angry? It's a little bit hard for me not to get fucking angry because people are just like, you are literally admitting you are wrong, but they won't accept it. Wait, what? I'm not even admitting that wait, what? Oh, yeah, I'm admitting that I'm wrong in the sense of, like, I thought he was a Houthi, and then he told me in the interview that he's not. What am I supposed to do? I will always autistically defend the truth. That is something that you will always be able to get out of me. If that's your goal here, is to piss me off, because I am going to be incredibly stubborn and tell you what's what, okay? That's it. That's what pisses me off more than anything else. I can't stop myself. Low-key, how do you handle your former friend obsessing and slandering you daily, bro? Is insane. I mean, he is a fucking giant piece of shit. So and also, everybody.
It didn't happen overnight. It was a build-up.
Yeah. Love you, Ozzy, but you need to put that take more in context because a lot of people won't get it. You need to juxtapose it like this. Like, no one bats an eye when CNN does an interview with terrorists. I know, they don't. The point is, they'll say, oh, well, guess what, dude? CNN would not have asked him if he likes One Piece or not. Okay.
Is this new?
Yeah, this is from 4 days ago.
Oh my God.
Only 700,000 views on it.
You'll recall when I was last on Tim Pool's program, one of the things we talked about is I complained to him that, like, he spends so little time talking about stuff that are meaningful, like Social Security, although he did opine on it after reading 2 paragraphs of an article. That was his words, not mine. And I said, well, you spend so much time on like the notion of civil war in this country. He's been saying there's a civil war for, I would say, close to 10 years, or that one's going to happen. And I still don't think that there's going to be a civil war in this country. But I guess if it gets him on to trigonometry.
I mean, we have mass shootings, some of which are like politically motivated. We have issues.
We have militias.
Yeah, right.
Without a doubt. But that's not a civil war per se. But here's Tim Pool. Remember, you got to feel for Tim because his favorite band turned out to
be led by a trans person.
Be led by a trans person. That was very hard for him to deal with. And he thought a couple of years ago, I'm going to be making all this money from Russia. He didn't know it was from Russia at the time. It was from Gerard Depardieu or somebody like that. And then all that money went away. And so he's got to get back to the Civil War thing. Here he is. Also, you know what else I notice? He's wearing the exact same sweatshirt, too, every day now. Wasn't he wearing that same one the other day that we were looking at, the clip of him?
Sometimes he has a blazer over the hoodie, but yeah.
Okay.
Like Abraham Lincoln was the bad guy? Or do we say...
He's talking about how Abe Lincoln suspended habeas corpus in the course of the Civil War.
Oh, so in other words, there was an actual war going on in the country, and Lincoln suspended habeas corpus.
Yeah.
Okay.
In times of war,
Kill confirmed. We have our orders. See it through.
And it's also as well, Tim. No, we're not. So Tim, can I just make a point? And this is some war. When the government takes away rights, it is very difficult, if not almost impossible.
Hostiles replace the lead.
When have humans ever not done that? Give me one example. One.
In civilized society,
Not true. In that's all.
He wants an example of when people have never illicit exceptions. Right. Well, that's the thing. It's like a double negative, right? When have humans not taken away habeas corpus?
Well, I can mention the time that it was in Civil War, and also, okay, I'll... Enemy deleted! Again, also, we shouldn't have done a lot of things that we did do during World War II.
I can look back in all of our history and say there were things that we didn't do.
Right.
Like slavery, like extermination and genocide of Native Americans, like internment, like
immigration stuff,
Jim Crow laws, et cetera, et cetera. Like
Enemy napalm strike incoming. UAV inbound.
people into concentration camps, at least I like to think so, that are American citizens today. They would like to think it would be a little bit more difficult. It's going to be even tricky for them to put undocumented
Enemy spring
immigrants in mass concentration camps in this country. I think they're going to do it. I think they're going to be able to. Scenario, but we're not at war right now by any stretch of the imagination or any definition. Let's put it this way: if we're at war right now,
Give me one example. One.
Enemy UAV inbound. Sit reps. LDBR incoming. Hostile sentry turret active. Net call. Sleeper agent detected.
Advances in conflict, and they alter how we perceive what war is. If you go back to the earliest days, what is the you don't believe in the same God as me, so you must be destroyed. I mean, these are really silly. Resource conflict. Resource is the principle. I do think it's absolutely. Was a delicacy, was a luxury in Europe. But typically it's enough food or water, and I will take it. You're not mine. I don't care how. What he's arguing is that we're at war right now. Instead and studied about like what is war about, and I'm going to
enemy spring mine. Armored spring mine.
Interview, but he's so excited to be able to project that he is smart enough to resources. And it's just about my God. But the question is, and he's basically come up with a redefinition. Know about it now. Or just trade. Diplomacy. It's really just sixth generation war.
When we think about it, we actually have been doing World War III for the last.
Enemy bomb!
Quote right here. He's hungry or whatever. We still found we see the advent of new technologies and new methodologies in warfare. Warfare is to secure control of the population so you can control its resources. Your God, and your people must adhere to my world's academics who have assessed what warfare is. Whoa.
Idle structure!
I mean, excuse me while I draw.
Hostile UAV established overhead.
Jim Poole is correct in his assessment. Which we're going through, and this is not my opinion, this is academics who have assessed. People are going to argue it as we form these ideas.
Net call. Napalm strike inbound.
TACOM authorized LDBR strike.
Hostile LDBR drop detected. We have reports of an infiltrator. Watch your back.
Pause it for a second. So one guy getting shot. 4 years ago?
It's a shot heard around.
I don't even know if it's the actual violence though. He's saying like the internet, the engaging on the internet, like.
Your tactics aren't working. Find another way.
You're arguing with academics, not with me.
I just want to be careful.
This could be weird. We're both being kinetic.
on here. I want to hear about this.
Firebombings of medical facilities for the specific goal of destroying a company for political reasons. And we've seen Tesla evicted from the Vancouver Auto Show out of fear of terrorism.
God, he thinks he's cooking, dude. He thinks he's cooking, and he's just digging himself deeper and deeper into a dumb hole. I am so smart. I'm just gonna keep talking. Hopefully I can keep this up as long as possible until the show is over. He thinks he's cooking. He's just cooking himself.
Don't reward failure. Work out what went wrong and fix it.
Of the Vancouver Auto Show. We got.
Oh, whoa. Sorry. I gotta take your mic down a little bit.
Oh, boy. That's a problem.
We got to cut that out of the audio.
Semtex arm!
About the Vancouver Auto Show. We are at war. This is war. Suspend habeas corpus for the sake of the auto shows.
Actually skip a little bit ahead here. I mean, there's...
Whoa, convenient, Matt.
Okay, I'll play.
So that we take him out of context, I guess.
Fine, I'll play this a little bit more, then we'll skip ahead.
Is war. Now, it may not be full-blown hot kinetic conflict, but when you have the arrest of Donald Trump's lawyers, we are dealing with administrative warfare.